Good afternoon, Marcy. I was wondering, have you made any decisions about your plan for Christmas this year? If you have, I'd appreciate it if you could let me know what you're going to do.
As of right now, it looks like we're going to be at home all the way through the 24th. Jordan says he's got a lot of work to do before then.
Oh dear. That boy's going to be working on Christmas Eve?
I'm afraid he is. Frankly, I'd say he'll be lucky if he finishes everything he needs to by then.
My word. Running your own business is a lot of work, isn't it?
Well, I guess it's better to be too busy than to have no work at all. After all, being self-employed means if you don't have any work to do, you're not making any money.
I suppose that's true, but nevertheless, it's Christmas Eve, Marcy. Surely he can find time to rest on Christmas Eve, can't he?
Don't worry, he said he's definitely going to take Christmas off. The reason he's cramming so much work into his schedule right now is so he can take the whole rest of the year off after Christmas. And as of right now, we don't have anything big planned, so he should be able to rest for a solid week or so.
That's wonderful to hear. I'm holding this year's family Christmas dinner at our house on Christmas Day. I've invited the whole family, and if Jordan's off of work, you two can come too.
Thank you so much for inviting us. We'd love to come. I'll tell Jordan about it once he gets off work tonight.
Excellent. I'm very much looking forward to having the two of you here. I was so terribly disappointed when we couldn't have our usual Thanksgiving dinner last month. If only my husband hadn't gone and hurt himself raking the leaves. But these things happen. Such is life when you get to be our age. We'll just have to have enough fun on Christmas to make up for missing Thanksgiving.
Sounds great to me. Now that you mention it, I haven't seen Dad in a couple of months now. I'm really looking forward to seeing him.
Trust me, dear. You're not half as excited as that man is. He's pulling all the stops this year. He told me that he didn't want me to have to worry about fixing enough food for everyone but myself, so he's having the dinner professionally catered.
Wow, a catered dinner on Christmas? I had no idea people actually did that in real life. Must have cost him a fortune. I wonder what's going to be on the menu. Oh, just thinking about it's making me hungry.
We've got many more surprises in store for you all.
Ooh, surprises? What sort of surprises?
Now, Marcy. If I told you, it would ruin the surprise.
Good point. Okay, I'll let Jordan know then. I'll bet knowing an incredible Christmas dinner is waiting for him will be all the encouragement he needs to make it through the rest of the year.
Thank you so much, dear. There's going to be more food than you'll know what to do with, so you had better come hungry. You know me. I have a very strict no leftovers policy. No one's allowed to leave until the entire table is cleared.
I might just have to take you up on that challenge. I'll skip lunch on Christmas Day then. Maybe even breakfast too.
Be sure that you do. Well then, I'll leave you to go about your afternoon, Marcy. We'll see you two on Christmas Day.
Merry Christmas, Mom.
Merry Christmas, Marcy.
I just wanted to let you know that we're on our way to your house right now.
Excellent. Drive carefully. I'll bet traffic is a nightmare right about now. We got a bit of snow last night. Not too much, but enough to make the roads a bit slicker than usual.
Thanks for letting me know. I'll tell Jordan to drive carefully. Fortunately, it doesn't look like it's too crowded over here. That might change once we get into town, though. I'd say we should be there right around 3 o'clock.
Thank you for telling me, but if I may be so bold, the two of you are leaving the house awfully late. I expected you would have left earlier in the morning.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We were planning on leaving in the morning, but we got held up a bit. It's my fault, I'm sorry. But like I said, we're on our way now. How are things going over there? Has everyone else arrived?
Yes, everyone but you and Jordan has been here since earlier in the afternoon. Were you busy with something, Marcy? I'd understand if Jordan had to work to take care of something before coming down, but what happened with you, dear?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but the short version is that I pulled an all-nighter last night.
Oh, no. You haven't slept at all? Are you sure you're feeling up to coming down to my house today? You might just fall asleep at the kitchen table.
No, it's all right. I'll just sleep in the car for a bit. I leave the driving to Jordan most of the time anyway.
I doubt that would be enough to make up for a whole night. You'll only get about an hour of sleep on the road at best. I'll go tidy up the guest bedroom and you can rest there once you arrive. The caterer will arrive with the food at 5 o'clock, and I have nothing else to do to then anyway.
Mom, I really appreciate you going out of your way to do all of that for me. But really, it's okay. I'll be fine. I don't need all that much sleep to get by anyway. An hour is more than enough.
Don't be silly, I insist. You go ahead and rest until dinner arrives. Besides, we've got a lot of fun in store for everyone this evening. You'll need to get plenty of rest if you're going to keep up with everyone else. Someone's going to have to drink all the wine we bought. If you won't do it, then it'll fall to my husband.
I would feel too guilty, though. You're all going to be hard at work getting everything ready, aren't you? Cleaning the table, getting dishes out. I'm sure the caterer's bringing the food, but there's a lot more to do than just that. I can't be asleep while you all are doing everything without me.
Don't you worry about a thing. There are more than enough people here to take care of everything. My husband and son will be more than willing to pick up your slack. Other than that, the only real work there'll be to do is carrying the food to the kitchen table. And I can have the men do that for me too. I couldn't ask someone who didn't sleep last night to do that. You'd wind up spilling the food all over my clean floor. So please, Marcy, go ahead and have a rest a bit before dinner.
Well, if you insist. Thank you for being so concerned about me. I feel terrible making you all go to this trouble on Christmas.
It's no trouble at all. Cooking is 90% of the work for this sort of family gathering, and my husband was kind enough to take that burden off my shoulders. I'll come in and wake you up when dinner is about to start. I'll let you go now. You close your eyes and get all the rest you can.
Thanks, Mom. Okay, we'll see you in a few hours. Hey, Mom? Would you mind opening the door? I'm awake and I'm trying to get out of the guest room, but it seems like the door's been locked from the outside.
That's because it is locked from the outside. I put a padlock on it.
And may I ask why on earth you're doing this?
Because that's where you're going to stay until dinner is finished.
What's going on with you, Mom? Why are you doing this to me? And wait a second. This isn't the guest bedroom. This isn't even a bedroom at all. You locked me in the basement storeroom?
You were so drowsy when you came into the house that you didn't even notice.
Get me out of here right now! There's so much dust in here I can hardly breathe.
That's not my problem. And no, I'm not letting you out. You're staying until every last bite of this incredible dinner is gone.
What did I ever do to you to deserve this? You invited us to dinner, didn't you? Why would you invite me to dinner just to lock me in the basement? You could have just, not invited me in the first place.
A small correction. I invited you to the house. I invited my son to dinner. So my wonderful, handsome son is right now taking his rightful seat at the dinner table, and his ugly wife is where she belongs.
His ugly wife? Are you talking about me?
Does he have any other wives I don't know about? Yes, I'm talking about you, you idiot.
Wow, Mom, I had no idea that this was how you really felt about me.
It's nothing new. I felt the same way about you since you first started dating my son. It didn't make sense. Why would my son choose such an ugly, average girl as yourself to be his wife? He's handsome, brilliant, kind, hardworking. He could have had any woman in the world that he wanted. You don't deserve to wipe the mud off of his shoes, much less sleep in the same bed.
It is really, really bizarre for you to be acting so hatefully towards me right now. Up until now, you've always been nothing but kind and caring.
My hatred for you burns with the fiery intensity of 1,000 suns. I was against your farce of a marriage from the very beginning, but Jordan was so bound and determined to marry you that I didn't feel like I could talk him out of it.
And this is all because you think I'm ugly or something? Is that really the reason you oppose our marriage so strongly?
Nonsense. There's a list of reasons a mile long. Where should I start? First of all, you didn't even go to college. Imagine that. In this day and age, the only people who don't go to college are complete dunces. Any idiot can get into some third-rate community college, but you didn't even do that. That means you're worse than an idiot. What woman wants an idiot for a daughter-in-law?
I had no choice but to give up on college. My family wasn't exactly what you'd call wealthy. I didn't have the time or money to be going to college. I needed to work, so that's what I did.
Thank you for providing me that excellent transition to point number 2. You were too poor to even afford tuition. It makes me sick to my stomach when I think about you and Jordan one day having children. My grandchildren being infected with your peasant DNA? Disgusting.
Exactly how did my family being poor affect you, Mom? And let me just say that while I didn't go to college, I worked harder than anyone else my age to get where I am today. Doesn't that count for anything?
It does not count for anything because you never amounted to anything. You quit working and became a housewife the moment the two of you were married, and now you sit at home, lazing about all day while leeching off the fruits of my son's labor.
You have no idea what I'm doing at home.
You told me yourself that you were up all of last night. So tell me, Marcy, were you out getting plastered drunk at some dive bar? Or were you just getting plastered drunk in my son's house?
I wasn't getting drunk at all. I didn't have a single drink. I was way too busy to even think about drinking.
Busy? You? A housewife? You haven't been busy a day in your life since marrying my son. And the night before Christmas? What work could you possibly have been doing? You're not fooling me, Marcy. Admit it. You were late leaving the house because you were nursing a hangover.
You are completely wrong about me, Mom. I don't understand why you won't believe me.
You lied to my son to get him to marry you. It's only natural for me to assume you're lying to me now.
I never lied to him.
Hush, you impudent little wretch. There is no place at my Christmas dinner table for an ugly, lowly woman like you. You can enjoy yourself all you'd like in that storeroom.
Well, I guess at least I know how you really are now. But know this, Mom, you are making a massive mistake. What you're doing to me right now is not going to go over well with all the other family members here tonight. And think about my husband. What is he going to think when he sees that I'm not at the dinner table?
He won't be thinking of you at all. No one here will be. My family members come from a much finer pedigree than you. They wouldn't be interested in spending time with a disgusting peasant girl like you anyway. So don't worry. I'll tell them all you went shopping or something. No one will ever suspect a thing.
I'm not letting you get away with this.
You truly are stupid, aren't you? You don't realize that I've already won. Now, let's make a deal. If you're a good little girl and keep your head down until dinner is over, then I'll continue to feign kindness to you in front of the family. Do I make myself clear? I do not want to hear one single sound out of you for the rest of the evening.
And if I refuse, what happens then?
I will do everything in my power to make your life a living hell. My husband is fiercely loyal to me. All I need to do is give him the word, and he'll force Jordan to break up with you. It won't take me but 5 minutes to convince him that you do not deserve a place in this family.
I see. Looks like you're really serious about getting rid of me, huh? But let me remind you that you're making a huge mistake. I guarantee 100% you will regret doing this to me.
How pathetic. How are you going to make me regret anything while you're locked in the basement, Even if you weren't a stupid, ugly peasant like you is no match for me.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Let's see how loyal your family really is to you.
What have you done, Marcy? All of a sudden, Jordan jumped up from his seat in a panic and started looking all around for you. I just know you're behind this.
Do I really have to explain it to you? I mean, you know I have my phone down here, right? I texted Jordan.
No. What did you tell him?
Just that since you weren't going to give me a place at the table, that I'm going home. Oh, and also that I'll be moving out of the house, so he's going to have to look elsewhere for support from now on. It doesn't surprise me at all that you said he's looking panicked.
Support? What nonsense are you going on about? What support could you possibly provide my son? And why would he be panicked about you leaving him? He should be overjoyed. I know I am.
About Jordan's business, were you aware that it hasn't turned a profit in months now?
What?
Not only is he not able to support us with his income from the business, he's barely even able to support his own business. So I'm the one who has to work in order to keep us afloat.
That's impossible. I thought you were just his housewife.
I was just taking care of the house for him for a while after we got married. But once his company dipped into the red, I went back to my old job.
This is the first I've ever heard of this.
It's obviously not something he's very proud of. I've been keeping a lid on it myself to spare him the stress and embarrassment. But as of right now, the only reason we're able to get by is because of my income. Without me, my husband would have to close down his company and get a job somewhere else.
No, I don't believe that ridiculous story, not for 1 second. You're nothing but dead weight holding my poor son back. My son's a natural businessman. He would never need help from you. Stop lying and tell me the truth.
I'm telling you the truth. You just need to accept it. You said you thought I was drinking last night? Well, I was actually working all night. On my side gig, actually, not my main job. You just hate me so much that you jumped to the worst possible conclusion. I'm surprised you didn't accuse me of having an affair.
Even if your ridiculous story is true, it doesn't change a thing. I'm still right. You say you're the one supporting your family right now? So what? Jordan's business troubles are merely temporary. I'm sure that in no time at all, things will be back to normal and Jordan's business will thrive once again. And when that happens, he'll have no more use for you.
Trust me, I'm just as confident in Jordan's skills as a businessman as you are. But even when that happens, and I'm sure it will, Jordan won't be so quick to forget his debt of gratitude to me. Unlike you, Jordan is actually, a decent human being.
Excuse me?
I can hear footsteps from down here, and it sounds like Jordan's looking pretty hard for me. How do you suppose he'll react when he finds me here? Think about it. His beloved wife, cold and alone in a dark, dirty room, with a padlock on the door to boot? If I were in his position, I might just have a few choice words to say to you.
He's my son. He'll never be able to stand up to me. Even if he is upset, all I'll need to do is explain that I was trying to reform his impudent wife. Then he and the entire rest of the family will all take my side against you.
I don't know about that, Mom. I'm pretty sure everyone in this house but you has a healthy sense of morals. You really think they'll have your back?
Stop talking as if you know the first thing about my family. You rotten little upstart. I'll show you. You're going to regret crossing me.
Wow, Mom, this food is incredible. Where did your husband find this caterer? I'm gonna have him give me their phone number. I could eat this food every day of my life.
Let me out of here! Right this instant!
Sorry, no can do. You're not allowed to come out of there until after dinner is finished. That's what your husband said, right? And he's the man of the house, so...
You can't let him lock me up in this filthy place. Go and talk some sense into that old fool.
Seriously, though, don't you guys ever clean that storeroom? I mean, sure, it doesn't have to be spick and span like the living room or kitchen, but would it kill you to sweep the floor every once in a while? Although I gotta say, the irony there is almost as delectable as this food. You set that room up so you could lock me in there, and now you're the one who's locked up. You reap what you sow, Mom.
But what have I done to deserve this? I'm the one who got everything ready for tonight's dinner. I should be up there right now eating turkey and drinking wine.
First of all, your husband is the one who paid for the catering, so I don't know why you're taking credit for that. And second of all, it's because you're a jerk. I told you, didn't I? Everyone else in your family is a normal, decent person. And normal, decent people tend to get angry when abnormal, indecent people do abnormal, indecent things to other normal, decent people. Your husband really is a way with words, by the way. I was impressed. He did a great job explaining the whole story to the family just now. Hearing how angry your ordinarily level-headed husband was really drove the point home to everyone.
This can't be happening. I thought for sure that my husband at least would take my side.
Yeah, well, you thought wrong. I thought that would have been made clear by the way he personally threw you in there. I'll never forget the look on your face when you turned around as he slammed the door shut behind you. You looked so pathetic.
Stop mocking me. Haven't I been through enough already? You've successfully managed to turn my entire family against me, you ugly little cretin.
Call me what you like, Mom. At least I'm still going to be married in a month.
What are you saying?
Your husband told the family about more than just your beef with me. He was airing out some of your dirty laundry, too. He told them that he regretted marrying you and only stayed with you all these years because of your children. Later on, I heard him asking your brother if he knows any good divorce attorneys.
No. He's actually considering divorcing me? I can't get divorced at my age. Once you're done convincing him to let me out of here, you'll need to talk him out of divorcing me too.
Even if I wanted to do that, which I don't, I doubt it would do any good. Your husband is really fed up with you. He said that ever since you got married, you've done nothing but leech off of his hard-earned money. Weird, huh? That's exactly what you accused me of doing. Oh, and do you want to know the real reason he insisted on having Christmas dinner catered? It's because you're a terrible cook.
What? How dare you say that to me?
Don't shoot the messenger. He told me that you hadn't worked a single day during your entire marriage, but despite spending all day at home, you still can't cook a decent meal.
Well, congratulations, Marcy. You got everything you've ever wanted. You ripped me down from my rightful place as the matriarch of this family. That was your plan from the very beginning, wasn't it? You've just been waiting for the perfect chance to stab me in the back. After all I've done for you and this family.
What? That's a pretty ridiculous conspiracy theory you've got there. You think I've been conspiring against you?
I don't think you've been conspiring against me. I know you have. Now do as I say. Convince my husband to let me out. My phone's battery is almost gone. I only have a few minutes left before it dies, and I'll be left all alone in this dark, bug-infested room.
Isn't that exactly what you were trying to do to me? If you can't take it, then don't dish it out in the first place. I think some time alone down there to reflect on what you've done will do you a lot of good. I'll leave you with your thoughts then. I have to eat this food before it gets cold. Tell you what, if you say you're sorry, maybe I'll save you some table scraps. A few hours later, dinner was finished, and my mother-in-law was finally let out of the basement. Her eyes were bright red, which she claimed was due to all the dust in the basement, but it was pretty obvious that she had been doing a lot of crying down there. My father-in-law dragged her into the dining room where everyone was still sitting at the dinner table and forced her to apologize for ruining Christmas. And on that awkward note, the family Christmas celebration came to an end, and everyone returned to their respective homes. I heard from the neighbors a while later that after everyone left, they could still hear my father-in-law shouting at her for a solid hour or so. Not too long after that, they were officially divorced and my mother-in-law was kicked out of the house. I understand that she's now living in a subsidized apartment for elderly residents and doing something she has dreaded her entire life, getting a job.
Good morning, Lena. I hope you're enjoying your day at work so far. I wanted to make sure I had your work schedule correct. I believe you said that you were working until noon today. Is that right? What would you like to have for lunch? I was just about to start cooking, so if you have any requests, I'd be glad to hear them.
Hey, Mom. I'm sorry, I meant to message you about this earlier, but I got busy. A few hours ago, the person who was supposed to be working this afternoon called in sick. And I'll give you one guess who the boss asked to stay and make up for them.
Oh no, not again.
You guessed it, none other than yours truly. Just my luck.
I suppose this means you won't be home for lunch then.
Yeah, but it gets worse. Unless one of the evening shift people decides to come in early, I'm probably gonna have to stay here until around 6 p.m.
I'm concerned about you, dear. Are you all right? It seems to me that you've been working far too much these days.
No, don't worry about me, I'm fine. It's not like I'm working on a construction site or anything, I'm just the cashier at a convenience store.
Well, if you say so. But what are you going to do for lunch? Will you be able to take a break? Tell me they're not going to make you work straight through to the evening.
No, don't worry. This place is really mindful of labor laws. I just got on break now, so I grabbed a couple sandwiches from the shelves and a can of pop.
Well, that's good to hear. You can't work on an empty stomach. And you've already been working for several hours. I'd hope they give you a break. Without one, you never make it to the evening.
Right? Oh, and by the way, I had a favor to ask of you. Could I have you do a few things for me that I was planning on doing this afternoon?
Of course, dear. What can I do for you?
I put a load of laundry in the washer this morning. Could you hang them up on the line for me? Also, I have a couple things that I'd like you to pick up from the store, if you have time.
That's no trouble at all. You just leave everything around here to me and focus on your work, dear.
I'm so sorry to have to ask you to do so much for me. What would I do without you, Mom?
I'm glad to help out whenever I can. After all, we're living in the same house. It's only natural that we help each other out when we need it. And would you like me to cook dinner for you as well?
Would you mind?
Not at all.
Oh, I feel so bad about this. That's 3 things now that I'm having you do for me. I bet you wish your son would have married a less demanding woman.
Don't be silly, Lena. You're all that I could have asked for. And for the record, I absolutely love cooking for you. No one compliments my food as much as you do. Not even that son of mine. It's like pulling teeth to get that boy to give me a simple thank you.
I have to admit, you're exactly right about him.
I'm incredibly grateful to you, Lena. Dylan can hardly hold down a job for more than a few months at a time. I love my son dearly, but, well, sometimes I'm just not sure what to do with him. But you stay firmly loyal to him in spite of all of that. You're truly a wonderful daughter-in-law, Lena.
Oh, don't be too hard on Dylan. He's not all bad.
He isn't. I'm sorry, I just couldn't resist. I'm sure that you know more about his good side than even I do. I shouldn't be talking ill of your husband to you like this.
Nah, don't feel bad. If you think that's bad, you should hear the way I talk about him to his face.
Oh dear, you crack me up, Lena.
I'm good, aren't I? But yeah, to be honest, I know that Dylan has caused a lot of trouble for you over the years, so I totally understand where you're coming from. I don't blame you at all. And now it's not just him. I'm on the receiving end of your generosity too. I wish there was some way I could pay you back for your kindness.
You don't need to do anything but continue being the delightful woman that you are. I don't consider it a burden at all to have you living in my house with me. I'm honestly surprised you were so willing to move in with your own mother-in-law so soon after getting married. If my husband, God rest his soul, had asked me to live with his parents, I might have up and divorced him right then and there.
Oh, trust me, I wouldn't have done this if it were anyone but you, Mom. You're the best mother-in-law a girl could ask for.
Now, Lena, flattery isn't going to get you a bigger piece of pie at dinner.
It's not flattery, it's the truth. Ah, whoops, look at the time. Sorry, Mom, I gotta get back to work now.
Oh, my goodness, is it that time already? I'm sorry, I ate up your entire break.
Don't worry about it at all. It was nice to talk to you and get my mind off work, and the fact that I still have another several hours to go. But anyway, I'll talk to you later on tonight. See you later, Mom. Hi there, Mom. Are you on the road right now?
Good afternoon, dear. I was just about to get in my car just now. I think I'll be back at the house in about an hour or so.
I'm sorry I couldn't come along and help you clean out your aunt's old house. It must have been difficult doing all that work by yourself.
Oh, I wasn't alone. One of my cousins came along to help as well.
Oh, really? Well, that's great to hear. Many hands make light work, as they say.
Indeed. Also, it makes the time go by quicker to have someone to talk to. If it weren't for her, I probably wouldn't have even been finished with the kitchen at this point. But with the house all cleaned out, I won't have to come by here again. I believe the real estate company will take care of the rest. Thank goodness, too. It's terribly far to have to keep coming down here several times a year.
I'm sorry your aunt passed away.
It was her time, Lena. She's in a better place now. She's been sick for some time, so it's honestly a bit of a relief for the family that her suffering is over.
Is there anything I can do to help you out with the funeral? I can make sandwiches for the luncheon, anything you want.
You are such a generous girl, Lena. But no, you don't need to worry about a thing. It just so happens another of my cousins runs a funeral home, so we're having him take care of everything.
Wow, you sure do have some good connections.
Now, would you like me to pick up something from the store on my way back? My cousin gave me a lovely basket of vegetables from her garden to thank me for helping, but this isn't quite enough to make a meal. Do you need anything from the store, or can I come right home?
No, that's okay. I'm working on fixing dinner myself right now. It should be hot and ready by the time you get home. It's something I've never made before, so I hope you like it.
I can't wait.
Also, once you get home, there's something that I wanted to talk to you about. Well, really, it's just something that I thought you should know.
Is that right? Well, that makes me curious. Is it something you can't tell me by text?
No, not really, I guess.
If that's the case, then could you go ahead and tell me right now? The anticipation is going to kill me on my way home.
All right, if that's what you want. It's about Dylan.
Oh dear. What has that boy done this time? It doesn't involve the police, does it?
No, it's not that serious, although it is pretty serious. Dylan came home from work early a while ago.
I see. And?
And when I asked him why, he said that it's because he quit his job today.
Oh no. He quit his job again? That's the third time this year.
I know. I'm really sorry about this, Mom.
No, Lena, you don't have anything at all to apologize. I'm the one who should be apologizing to you. You don't deserve to deal with my son's foolishness. Goodness gracious, what has gotten into that boy? He promised me that he would be able to keep his job, but he didn't even last 2 months.
He told me that it was because he and his boss got into an argument.
Dear me, why am I not surprised? That boy is going to give me a heart attack, honestly. It would be one thing if he were being mistreated by his coworkers or forced to work in unpleasant conditions. But I don't think he's ever quit for a respectable reason. It's always some nonsense like there aren't any good restaurants nearby or the air fresheners in the bathroom smell too strongly.
It gets worse, though. I didn't know this, but apparently he was skipping work a lot these last few weeks. So even when he gets his paycheck, it's probably not even going to be half of what he usually brings home.
Oh, Dylan. Thank you for telling me about that, Lena. I can cover all of our living expenses for the time being. Don't you worry about a thing.
No, I can't ask you to do that for us. That's too much. You've already done so much to support us. I've been talking to my boss, and I think I might start working full-time in order to bring in more money while Dylan looks for work.
Nonsense. You'll do no such thing. You're going through fertility treatments, Lena, and you're already working overtime so frequently. I'm afraid of what impact going full-time will have on your health.
It's all right, Mom. At this rate, even if I do manage to get pregnant, we won't be able to support the baby once they're born.
I suppose you do have a point. Listen, Lena, you are an incredibly smart, hardworking, respectful woman. And you're still quite young, too. You still got your entire life ahead of you. As much as it pains me to say something like this, are you sure you want to stay together with Dylan? I wouldn't begrudge you at all if you decided that you want to leave.
I'm not concerned about myself, Mom. I'm more concerned about what would happen to Dylan if I were to leave him.
You don't need to do that, though. You know how grateful I am for the support that you've given to Dylan since the two of you have been together. But that's not a burden that you need to hear. I understand that you're concerned about his future, but I think you should think about yours. This is something that a mother should never say, but I don't think that Dylan is ever going to get himself together. The only reason I even allow him in my house is because you're with him. If not for that, I'd kick him out in a heartbeat.
You really think so?
I do, Lena. Again, I'm sorry for talking ill of your husband like this, but if you're planning on remaining married to him, then it's going to require an awful lot of work from both of us. If things don't change for Dylan very quickly, and I doubt they will, then we'll never be able to depend on him for a stable income. That means it'll be up to you and me to support all three of us.
I'm so sorry that you have to worry about all of this.
Stop apologizing, dear. It's that good-for-nothing Dylan who ought to be apologizing. But remember, my savings will only go so far before they dry up completely. I can't support all of us forever. You need to think about that before you make your decision to stay with him.
I see. Thank you for being honest with me, Mom. I'll do some thinking about what you told me. Could you give me just a little time to come up with an answer?
Lena, open up the door this instant.
You know that's not happening.
What's the meaning of this? I was shocked when I came home to discover that you had placed all of my things down by the road. But the moment I stepped inside, you stole my keys from me and pushed me back out? I don't understand. Are you trying to kick me out of my own house?
Trying? Seeing as though I'm inside and you're not, I'd say it was a complete success. Don't sell me short.
Explain yourself, Lena. I want answers.
It's simple. I've decided to unilaterally terminate our arrangement. I don't want to live with you anymore.
But why, Lena? Why?
Do I have to spell it out for you? You've completely run out of money.
What? What do you mean?
Don't play dumb with me, Mom. I know that you're broke. While you went out to the store just now, I took the liberty of checking your bank account balances.
You what? You took my ATM card.
Yep, and the balances of your account was, for all intents and purposes, 0.
I can't believe you would do such a thing without asking me. You mean to tell me that you're kicking me out of the house because I don't have any more money?
Why do you think we agreed to move in with you in the first place? Do you actually think we enjoyed your company? You think we wanted to spend the best years of our lives tied down to some old woman? No, it was only because you had money to burn. And boy, did we burn it. Thanks to your generosity, we were able to do whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted. I have taken so many vacations with your money, I've forgotten everywhere I've been.
I don't understand. You said you were working all this time. When did you have the time to take all those vacations?
Oh my God. Did you really think that I was working? Working is for losers.
No. So you were only pretending to go to work all this time? But then, where did you get the money to pay your share of the groceries and utilities?
Where do you think? From you. You remember how I came crying to you about how hard we were trying to have a baby but just couldn't conceive? You offered to pay for our fertility treatments. So we were getting a couple $1,000s a month from you in addition to the money I was taking from your account.
I don't believe this. You were lying about going through fertility treatments too? But what about the doctor's note you showed me saying you were infertile?
It was fake, you idiot.
So, you're really not infertile?
Hell if I know. I don't want kids. I've never even gotten tested. Why would I want to tie myself down with kids when I was having so much fun with your money?
And Dylan, am I right in assuming that he was aware of your deception?
Of course he did. Who do you think came up with the idea of living off your money in the first place? It was all him. He's the one who came up with the idea to fake getting fertility treatments too.
But why? Why would you lie to me like this? It doesn't make any sense. I've been nothing but generous to you. I invited you into my home. Everything that I had was yours. I thought of you as more than just a daughter-in-law, Lena. You were every bit my real daughter. So why? Why would you betray me?
Look, Mom, it's very simple. You have no idea how hard things are for our generation. Job market sucks, the housing market sucks, the stock market is beyond our reach. I don't think anyone I know will ever own their own home. Meanwhile, what are you old people doing? Nothing. Abso-freaking-lutely nothing. All you do is sit in your house that's completely paid off already so you don't have to pay rent, collect your Social Security checks, which my generation is paying for despite the fact that we will never get it back, and spend your money on doctor's visits and whatever other random crap you want. Do you have any idea how much the government spends on you oldies every year? Well, I'm not putting up with that. I'm not participating in a BS system that only exists to extract resources from me and pump them into people who are going to die within a few years anyway. I'm going to tear down that system brick by brick. And I'm going to start by taking what's left of your assets. You don't need or deserve them anymore.
So that's it? You were really after my money from the very beginning?
Didn't you think it was a bit suspicious when I was so enthusiastic about living together with you? The signs were all there. It's your fault for being so dense that you couldn't see them.
I expected that my son may someday pull a stunt like this. But I thought better of you, Lena. I thought you were different. I suppose I thought wrong.
You are way too trusting, Mom. Seriously. I mean, my God, I didn't even have to do any work at all to sell all the lies I told you. You ate them all right up. I was hoping to keep up the facade a little while longer. We were actually planning to keep on living with you like this for about 5 more years or so. But man, your money started disappearing faster than I ever expected. And like I said, it's now close enough to zero that I don't see any reason to keep you around anymore.
I see.
Oh, and just to cut you off, don't even think about playing the victim here. You were planning on doing the exact same thing to us that we're doing to you now. We just pulled it off better.
What are you talking about?
Oh, come on. What's the point in hiding it anymore? You were planning on forcing us to support you when your pathetic retirement account finally ran out, weren't you?
That's not true at all. I know my son better than you do. Did you really think I was going to count on him to support me? I'm not foolish enough to do that. No, the reason I invited the two of you to live with me was because I was concerned about you, Lena. I wanted to do whatever I could to ensure you didn't need to worry about food or shelter.
Aw, aren't you sweet? It's too bad that sweet nature of yours is exactly what made it so easy to trick you.
Yes, you're right.
Okay, so are we done here? You get what's going on? You're completely useless to us now that you're broke, so we're kicking you out of our house. Oh, and you can go ahead and write us out of your will if you want. God knows you're not going to have anything to leave behind when you finally die.
Is that so? If that's what you want, then that's exactly what I'll do. You might just come to regret those words, though.
What reason would I possibly have to regret anything? We won, you lost. It was a total victory. Now, we're going to sell this massive house of yours and live off that money for another couple years.
You're going to sell the house? That's impossible, though. I already sold it.
What?
I already sold the house. I signed the contract with the real estate company a week ago. I waited 3 whole months for Dylan to get a job, but as far as I could tell, he wasn't even looking. And yes, I was fully aware of how quickly my savings were dwindling. I decided to sell the house in order to produce enough money for me to give some to the two of you to help you find a new place to live. Then after that, we would part ways. I've looked after Dylan for almost 30 years now. I can't keep treating him like a child.
But this is the first I'm hearing of this plan.
That's because I deliberately didn't tell you about it. I couldn't risk Dylan finding out that I was going to be receiving a massive influx of money now, could I? Sure, I trusted you to keep a secret until a few moments ago, but there was always a chance that you would let it slip. Now that the house has been sold, I was planning on telling you about the whole situation this evening. So I truly appreciate your honesty. If you hadn't gone and kicked me out of the house just now, I might not have known about your true nature until it was too late. It seems as though God is still watching out for me after all.
But what about the deed? The deed is still over here and you're safe. You can't sell the house without the deed, and I will never give it to you.
Check in the safe if you'd like. It's not there. I took it over to the real estate agent this morning.
Oh. Well, can we talk about this? I'll open up the door for you. You can come inside. I'll even help you carry all your stuff back to your room. Let's all sit down and have a nice family conference about this, okay?
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Why not?
Because I'm already in a taxi, driving away from the house. It's terribly chilly this evening. If I stayed outside any longer, I was afraid I'd catch a cold. The two of you need to hurry up and pack your things as soon as possible. The real estate company will be here to change the locks in just a few weeks.
Mom, are you there? Please pick up the phone. I need to talk to you about Dylan. This is serious.
Stop attempting to contact me, Lena. There's not a thing you can say to make me change my mind.
I know, but Dylan is in big trouble.
I see now that it was a mistake not to block you the very night that I left the house. And I will be remedying that mistake shortly. You need to be out of that house by the deadline the real estate company gave you. I have nothing else to say to you.
Please, don't block me yet. I'm begging you. It won't take long, but I really need to tell you something.
Make it quick.
Dylan is really deep in debt.
He borrowed money again? That boy never learns. I'm not surprised in the least. After all, he's enough of a louse to steal money from his own mother. I thought you were aware of his true nature.
So did I, but it turns out that he wasn't completely honest with me.
Oh, you poor thing. Is that all? Can I block you now?
No, not yet. I need help. What am I supposed to do about all this? We don't have any way to pay back this much money.
And you thought you could come to me for help? You really are shameless, aren't you? You'll have to figure it out by yourselves.
We can't. That's why I'm talking to you right now. Look, we're really, really sorry for stabbing you in the back, Mom. You were nothing but good to us, and we betrayed you. But please, can't you please help us out one last time? Dylan took out a ton of money because he thought he could pay it back after selling your house.
That was rather stupid of him, wasn't it? It's not my problem, though, and it doesn't have to be your problem either. You could always leave him. It's his debt, not yours.
If I could, I would.
Uh-oh, why can't you leave him?
He made me his guarantor on the loan. He even forged my signature on the forms. If I divorced Dylan and he skipped town, then the bank would come after me next.
My goodness, that was underhanded of him.
Right? I'm his wife. I never thought he would do something like that to me.
He did the same thing to me several years ago.
Really?
Indeed, the exact same thing. He took out a loan and forged my signature. I had to pay off the entire thing.
Wow. Isn't there a way I can prove that it wasn't my signature?
Been there, done that. I believe you'll find that the lawyer's fees alone will cost you more than the amount of his debt like I did. And forgery is just about the only thing Dylan's good at, so you'd be hard-pressed to prove your case.
So I'm stuck then. Oh, please, Mom, I promise I'll pay you back. You got money from selling the house, right? Just a little bit of that would be fine.
Sorry, Lena, but I've fallen victim to far too many of your lies to trust you anymore. For all I know, this is no different than your fertility treatments.
I'm not lying this time. I can show you the contract.
I'm not interested in seeing it. Even if the contract is real, I don't want to pay Dylan's debts for him.
I should never have trusted him.
There's no honor amongst thieves, as the saying goes. If I may make a recommendation, once you manage to pay off his loan, I suggest you divorce him as quickly as possible.
You don't have to tell me twice. I want to get rid of him as soon as possible. So, can't you give me a little money to make that happen? Just a little bit?
Don't make me repeat myself any more than I already have. I'm not giving either of you anything, not one single cent. And it's too late for apologies, so don't bother. You know, this is strangely relieving for me. With this, I can walk away from the two of you without any regret. Thank you, Lena. This never would have happened if you hadn't kicked me out of my house. The two of them ended up leaving town that very night. It seems Dylan borrowed a rather large amount of money though, so I doubt they'll let him get away for long. As for me, I'm sure you're concerned about my finances, but not to worry. The truth is that I hid most of my assets in a separate account before Dylan and Lena moved in, and all of that money is still safe and sound. I learned not to trust my son when he forged my signature on that loan contract years ago, and I wasn't about to be robbed by him a second time. It did hurt me deeply to be betrayed by Lena, who I was sure I could trust. But as I told Lena before, her treachery was what finally freed me from Dylan's clutches, so in the end, I'm glad things happened the way it did. From now on, I hope to spend my remaining time on this earth in peace and quiet.
You know, Carrie, I've never expected much from you. Ever since the day you and my son were married, I've known that you would disappoint me until the end of my days. But never in my wildest dreams did I imagine you would be as brazenly disrespectful to me as you've been today.
Mom? What's the matter? I'm sorry, I don't have the slightest clue what you're angry about. I mean, I haven't even spoken to you yet today.
Goodness gracious, girl. You're not just disrespectful. You're painfully stupid to boot. No, you have not spoken to me yet today, which is precisely the issue. It has now been Christmas for 16 hours, and yet you have neither called nor texted us to wish us a Merry Christmas.
Oh, I'm sorry? Merry Christmas, Mom.
Unbelievable. Simply unbelievable. You're so ignorant that you don't even know to wish us a Merry Christmas without being reminded?
I'm sorry, Mom. I just thought that since we were going to be heading over to your house tomorrow, I'd wait until then to wish you a Merry Christmas in person.
Ah, I see. You don't think we're good enough to get a Merry Christmas out of you on Christmas Day. We only deserve Christmas leftovers that were left out on the counter overnight and reheated in the microwave. Thank you, Carrie, for making it very clear how you feel about us.
That's not true at all. I'm sorry that I was late in wishing you a Merry Christmas, Mom. I'll try to do better next year, I guess.
See to it that you do. Heavens to Betsy, girl. You're lucky I have your number. I'm much more lenient about these things than the rest of the family. Since it seems that you've had some sense slapped into you, be sure and message all of our relatives saying Merry Christmas as well. And be timely about it.
Yes, Mom. I'll get right on that.
Really? You ought to be ashamed of yourself, making me this angry on Christmas Day. You're not a child anymore, so stop acting like it.
Yes, Mom.
So, you are all coming to my house tomorrow, correct?
That's right. We've been planning on that for a few weeks now.
My daughter and her family will be here, as well as a few of our other relatives. Do not do anything to embarrass me. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Mom. Crystal clear.
And, since you're clearly utterly senseless about Christmas etiquette, let me fill you in on a few other essentials. Though it may not be Christmas Day, we are still celebrating Christmas, and you will dress appropriately. I've seen how you dress normally, and that absolutely will not fly. And be sure to put on some proper makeup as well.
What's wrong with how I normally dress? I may not be as much of a flashy dresser, but I've made honest efforts to dress well when I come over to your house.
Goodness gracious, you call that drab and honest effort? You don't know the first thing about fashion. Just find a picture of my daughter and copy her as best as you can. That's your only hope. They don't let the fact that they're married and have children of their own interfere with looking presentable. Unlike you, they haven't discarded their femininity like yesterday's rubbish.
Okay, how about I ask your daughter for some makeup tips when I see her tomorrow? Like I said, I've never been much of a flashy dresser. I'm sure there's a lot I could learn from her.
Yes, that would be for the best. Lord knows you need expert help. Whenever we have any sort of family gathering, you're always standing out, and it's not in a good way. If something isn't done about your homeliness soon, you'll never be anything but a constant source of humiliation to our family.
I'd hate for that to happen.
Now, I will allow you to ask my daughter for advice. However, be sure that you maintain a proper stature. You are in the position of a student begging for the instruction of a seasoned professional. I expect nothing but humility and deference out of you, so your usual haughty attitude will simply not cut it.
You think I'm haughty? I don't think that's fair.
Of course it's fair. Don't think I haven't seen the way you carry yourself around my husband. He's your father-in-law, and yet you treat him as though he were one of your old school friends.
Actually, that's the way your husband prefers it. He said he wants to have a friendly relationship with me.
Nonsense. Utter nonsense. I don't believe you. But even if he did tell you such a scandalous thing, you can disregard it. You need to know your place. You are his daughter-in-law. He is your father-in-law. Act like it.
Yes, Mom.
I'll be watching you tomorrow, Carrie. Don't think I'm going to let you get away with any inappropriate behavior.
Hey there, Mom. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to give you a heads up. We're still coming over to your house today, but we're running a little bit late.
I knew it. I just knew that you would find some way to ruin my Christmas. What on earth are you doing? Everyone is here except for you. You know that I can't start handing out the presents until all the grandchildren are here. How much longer are you going to keep me waiting?
I'm sorry, Mom. We're stuck on the highway right now. It looks like there was a pretty nasty accident up ahead near the off-ramp. Traffic is at a complete standstill. We haven't moved in about 10 minutes.
That's not an excuse. It's still your fault for failing to leave early enough. How many times do I have to tell you this? You never know what's going to happen out on the road, so you have to account for the fact and leave with ample time. If you had done that, you might have missed the accident entirely.
I know, Mom. I'm sorry. We tried to leave earlier. We really did.
But you didn't, did you? So what's your excuse for not leaving early enough, huh?
Just as we were about to leave, my daughter Annie had a really nasty fall. It ripped a hole in her pants and scraped up her knee pretty bad, so she needed a change of clothes and a bandage.
That child. She's always been disturbingly rambunctious. Isn't she in elementary school now?
Yeah, she just started 2nd grade this fall.
I thought so. She's about the same age as my daughter's children, but they are much more well-behaved than Annie. Whose influence do you suppose made her that way, Carrie?
Mine, I guess?
Of course it was you. My son was always perfectly well-behaved, even as a young child. There's no way he could produce such a wild and uncontrolled child. It's obviously your negative influence on Annie that's to blame for her accident today.
I suppose it is. Sorry, Mom.
It would be one thing if she were a boy. Boys are naturally more energetic than girls. But for a girl to be so troublesome is simply unheard of. Are you certain she doesn't have some sort of issue, so to speak?
Well, she's ordinarily a much calmer girl, but, Christmas was yesterday. She's really into the holiday spirit, I guess. That, and she's excited about getting to play with her cousins at your house today. She was running out to the car when she fell, so I'm guessing that's it.
It sounds to me like you have failed at teaching her how to control your own emotions. That's yet another thing today that is entirely your fault. You failed to leave on time because your daughter can't control herself, and she can't control herself because you failed her. Let me guess, you're trying out one of those hideous, modern parenting styles and refuse to tell her no. Is that it?
No, that's not it at all. She's our first child, so I suppose it's possible I may have been a bit too lenient on her, but when she acts up, I always get after her.
Why is it that I don't believe you're telling the truth when you say that? I'll tell you why. I've seen Annie playing with my daughter's children many times over the years, and one thing has always been very clear. There's a distinct difference in social and emotional development between Annie and the other children. Once you're done having my daughter teach you about making yourself presentable in public, have her teach you how to parent properly as well.
Yes, Mom, I'll put that on my list too.
Sweet merciful heavens. How could you have failed that poor girl so terribly? A mother's influence on her child is at its peak when they're young, so there's no possibility that my son bears any of the responsibility. You need to get yourself in order or else you'll end up destroying any chance that Annie could have at a respectable future.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Mom. Anyway, it looks like the cars are starting to move again. We should be at your house before too much longer. Hey, Mom, can we talk for a minute? We just got home and opened the presents you sent home with us, but it was completely empty. You let the other kids open their presents at your house, but you told us you wanted to wait until we were home to open ours, which I thought was odd. Why was Annie the only one who didn't get anything?
You just now noticed?
Well, I did think the box was unusually light, but I thought that maybe it was some clothes or something. Is this some sort of mistake? Did you wrap up the wrong box or something?
Mistake? Nonsense. I don't make mistakes.
You mean this was deliberate?
Of course it was deliberate. I would never give a Christmas present to such a troublesome child.
Yeah, Annie also told us you said that to her after we got home. She was rather quiet in the car, but I thought she was just tired. Why would you say such a thing to her? Annie is not a troublesome child. She's a perfectly normal child. And above all else, she is your granddaughter.
My granddaughter? Don't be ridiculous. No child as wild, ill-mannered, and troublesome as her is any grandchild of mine.
I am absolutely appalled that you would talk like this about Annie. What is it about Annie that you hate so much anyway? Is it just the fact that she's my daughter?
It's not just that she's your daughter. It's that she inherited all of your worst qualities, and none of my son's. She's like a more refined version of everything that I find deplorable about you.
You want to know what your heartless words today did to Annie? She is currently in her room crying into her pillow. I can't imagine how much it must have hurt to be treated that way by her own grandmother. It's not in my power to control how you feel about me or my daughter. But at the very least, I'd like to think someone your age would know that there are some things that shouldn't be said out loud. Especially not to a child. Why did you go out of your way to hurt her feelings?
It's not my fault she can't accept the truth. Santa only gives presents to good boys and girls. Didn't you know that? If she wants to get a Christmas present, then she needs to be a good child like all my other grandchildren. Compared to all of them, Annie is clearly inferior. She'll have to get her act together before she'll be getting any Christmas presents from me. And that's another thing that's your fault as her mother.
She's not inferior in any way whatsoever. What is wrong with you, Mom? There is no one else in the family who talks about Annie like this.
Just because I'm the only one with the courage to be honest with her doesn't mean I'm the only one who sees the truth. She's an inferior child, plain and simple. Allow me to turn your own question on you, Carrie. What's wrong with you that you can't see how damaged your own child is?
There's nothing wrong with me, Mom. You're the one who's comfortable with calling an 8-year-old girl things like inferior or damaged.
You blind fool. Your inability to face reality is only hurting your daughter's future, you know.
Even if you were right about Annie, which you're not, by the way, but even if you were right, you're still out of your mind for giving presents to all the grandkids but her.
My goodness, you're a greedy one, aren't you? It grows clearer every day where your daughter got her defective personality from. You want her to get all the rewards of being a good child without actually having to be a good child.
That's what it is, isn't it? It's all about me. You hate me. You always hated me, and I knew that before I even married your son.
My goodness, now you're being greedy and ungrateful. I pegged you as an unfitting partner for my son from the first time he introduced you to us. All I've done ever since then is give you piece after piece of valuable advice to better yourself. A simple thank you would suffice.
Yeah, thanks for confirming that this is all about your bizarre hatred of me. I've been putting up with your scorn for all these years because you're my husband's mother, and I wanted to try and have a healthy relationship. I don't care what you say about me. Nothing hurts me anymore. But I will not sit idly by and allow you to treat my daughter the same way. That stops now.
Stop talking about me as if I'm some sort of bully. I've been nothing but sincere in trying to encourage Annie. Someone's got to undo the damage you've done to her after all.
Oh, you're not a bully, are you? Then what do you call it when you look at an 8-year-old girl in the face and tell her she's ugly and stupid and laughing while you say it? Is that what encouragement means to you? Laughing while insulting a little girl? Yeah, you're gonna have to forgive me for not believing you're sincere about anything but tearing Annie and me down.
You think that's an insult? I was only telling her the truth. She is ugly, and she's dreadfully stupid. Both your fault, might I add. Have her stand next to any other girl her age, and there's simply no comparison. She's hideous. Also, she's in the 2nd grade, but she barely even has a 1st grade vocabulary. And you should be grateful to me, Carrie. I might just have saved her from a lifetime of disappointment caused by the false expectations you've given her. Most people don't have the courage to tell someone exactly what they need to hear. I took it upon myself as her grandmother to tell her the truth.
You can knock off this sanctimonious act, Mom. No one's buying it. All you are is a bully.
Really, though, Annie is in her room crying over what I said to her. For goodness sake, she has a far weaker constitution than I could have ever imagined. That is, yet again, your fault. You've spoiled her rotten by denying her the opportunity to face the truth about what she is. You're just lashing out at me because I'm pointing out how miserably you failed as a parent. But even after all this time, you're still bound and determined to blame anyone and everyone but yourself. Pathetic.
Oh, I think I've had about all of this conversation that I can take. Nothing I can say to you will convince you that you're in the wrong, so I'm done. Don't take this to mean that I'm letting you get away with this, though.
I don't recall asking for your forgiveness. More importantly, I haven't done a single thing that would merit an apology.
You keep thinking that, Mom. I think you might come to regret this, though.
Me? You're the one who's going to regret being an impudent, disrespectful little upstart. You think you can throw my kindness in my face like this? From now on, both you and that little brat of yours are banned from any family gatherings. I don't ever want to see your faces around here again.
That's fine by me. After the way you've treated me and Annie, I don't ever want to see you again, either.
I bet you're really proud of yourself, Carrie.
Well, that's awful nice of you to say, Mom. I'm glad you finally come to recognize my accomplishments. Thanks.
Don't play dumb with me. You know fully well what I'm talking about. I don't know how you managed to pull off this stunt of yours, but congratulations. You've managed to turn my own husband against me.
I'm not sure what you mean, Mom. What makes you think I did anything of that sort?
There's no other possible explanation for how furious he is at me right now. Do you know what he just did to me? He kicked me out of our house.
Wow, he actually pulled through for me. I knew I could count on him. You sure married a real stand-up guy, Mom.
I knew it. You are the one responsible for all of this. What sort of vile, disgusting lies did you tell my husband about me? He's always so calm and soft-spoken. I don't think I've ever seen him frown up until just now.
I didn't tell him any lies. All I did was tell him exactly what you said and did to my daughter. Unlike you, your husband loves all of his grandchildren equally, without favor. The simple, plain truth was more than enough for him to be angry with you.
He's not just angry, though. He's completely lost his mind. He threw me out of the house. Didn't you see me say that? Take a look at the thermometer, Carrie. It's barely above freezing right now. At this rate, I'm going to be a human popsicle by sundown.
If your husband is as upset as I think he is, I doubt he's going to let you come back inside any time soon. So if I were you, I would focus on finding another place to warm up pretty quickly.
And just where am I supposed to go, Carrie? He just upped and pushed me out the front door. He didn't even give me any time to grab my wallet. All I've got with me is my phone.
Aw, you poor, poor little thing. Facing the consequences of your own actions really sucks, doesn't it? Maybe you should have thought about what your husband might do to you before you went and called my daughter ugly and stupid. Frankly, I think you should be glad that the only thing he's done to you is kick you out. For now, anyway.
Shut up, you awful woman. I'll bet you think you've beaten me, don't you? You think you've won. But you're wrong. I've faced far worse than this, and you haven't heard the last of me.
Is that so? I'm shaking in my boots. Oh, wait, I'm wearing comfy slippers and sitting in the nice warm living room of my house. You're the one who's shaking in your boots. So tell me, Mom, what's your plan from here? You've got no money and about 30 minutes left until hypothermia sets in.
Ha! You don't think I have a plan B? I'm heading over to my daughter's house. All I need to do is give them a call and they'll speed right over here to pick me up. Even if they're busy, it's hardly even a 10-minute walk from our house to theirs. You might have turned my husband against me, but nothing will turn my daughter against me.
You seem pretty confident about that. Well, for your sake, I hope you're correct. But we'll find out very soon just how loyal your precious daughter is to you.
This doesn't make any sense. No one is willing to let me in. Not my daughter, not my siblings, not any of my relatives. You must be responsible for this. Did you go blabbing to my entire family about what happened?
Nope, I didn't say a thing to anyone but your husband. If anyone got the word out to your family, it must have been him.
This can't be happening. The warmest reception I got from any of them was simply having the door slammed in my face. But my brother and his wife took turns shouting at me, and my cousin chased me out his front yard while throwing snowballs at me. I'm so confused.
What's there to be confused about? It's simple. They're all disgusted at the way you behaved towards Annie yesterday. What made you think anyone would ever take your side against her to begin with? You're getting exactly the welcome you should expect to get.
I haven't done anything worth leaving me out in the cold like this. After all I've done for those ungrateful fools over the years, this is how they repay me? I spent a king's ransom on presents for my daughter's children this year, and the very next day she tells me that she's disowning me?
Whose money did you spend to buy those presents, Mom? Did you make that money? No, you haven't held a job a single day since you got married. That was all your husband's money. I'm honestly surprised he has any money left at all, considering what a spendthrift you are. Did you expect to get away with verbally abusing a young girl just because you spent someone else's money on a few Christmas presents? Get real.
I am not a spendthrift.
Oh? Then explain to me why every time I see you, you're using a different Gucci handbag. And on top of that, all the shoes in your closet are Jimmy Choo. Your husband told me personally that he was sick and tired of the way you were wasting the money that he had worked so hard to earn. He wanted to leave that money to your grandkids, not so you could impress all the ladies at the bridge club.
He's got no right to criticize me for the way I spend our money.
You mean his money?
I mean ours. Sure, maybe I didn't actually earn any of it myself, but I gave him children, didn't I? I raised those children by myself, didn't I? After all the cooking and cleaning I did for him, I'd say I deserve a nice pair of shoes every now and then.
What cooking and cleaning? Both my husband and your daughter have told me that you pushed practically all the cooking and cleaning onto them from the time they were able to walk. So it's odd that you would criticize me for the way I raised Annie when both of your children have nothing but bad things to say about the way you raised them.
You're lying. There's no way either of my children would speak that way about me.
They weren't very fond of you as things stood, even before you started bullying my daughter. You even made your husband start to regret his decision to stay married to you.
He regrets staying with me? What's that supposed to mean?
It means just what it sounds like. The only reason he stayed with you was for your children, and now you've made him regret that decision.
No. My husband loves
You mean
me.
the husband that just booted you out of the house in the middle of winter? If your husband went from calm and soft-spoken to that, I'd say it's a high probability that he isn't going to forgive you this time around.
What are you saying, Carrie?
Why are you asking me? Think about it yourself.
Carrie, listen. I'd like to apologize for the way I behaved.
I'm not the one you should be apologizing to.
Yes. Right. Well, is it all right if I go to your house right now? I'll give Annie a proper apology in person.
And how are you going to get here without any money?
Would you come pick me up?
Not a chance.
Why not? I'm genuinely sorry for what I did.
I'm not so sure how genuine you are, to be honest. I doubt you have a single genuine bone in your body. Maybe you need to spend a bit more time in the cold thinking about what you've done.
I can't handle much more of this. I can barely feel my fingers and toes anymore. Please, Carrie, have mercy on me. I'm your mother-in-law.
No woman as craven, cruel, and hateful as you is any mother-in-law of mine. A few hours later, around midnight, my father-in-law finally let her into the house again. Without even so much as handing her a blanket, he immediately told her that he was going to divorce her. Like I told her earlier, he'd been holding back his discontent with her for decades, and with this week's events, he finally had enough. He talked to my husband and his sister about the divorce to hear what they thought, and neither of them had any objections. So, within a few weeks, he made good on his threat and divorced her. With nowhere else to go, my now ex-mother-in-law moved back to her hometown and found an old acquaintance willing to rent a room for her for cheap. As for us, with her out of the house, we've actually started visiting my father-in-law a lot more lately. He really is one of the most respectable men I have ever met. I can see where my husband got his good qualities from now. It also makes me wonder why in the world he thought to marry that woman in the first place.